Imagine a company failing to meet shareholder expectations and losing 50% of its value in 1 decade, from $60 per share to $30. Harvard describes the condition the company was in as rough. And on top of that, did the company face major problems with sales and the price of their product? The company we are talking about is none other than the US soup manufacturer Campbell, and the man who turned everything upside down, increasing the moral and the value of the company during his time as a CEO, Douglas Conant.
Pete's idea of the perfect lunch is any lunch with Campbell's Chicken Noodle-O soup. There's lots of chickeny flavor and little round noodles for him, but not a lot of work for me.
That's noodle-okay.
Give me the Campbell life.
To understand how Douglas changed the course of the company in a positive direction, we first have to understand how the company ended up on a negative path in the first place. According to Douglas, the downfall was caused by several key decisions. One major issue was aggressive cost cutting, which led to a noticeable decline in product quality, so much so that they were literally removing the chicken from chicken noodle soup. I wish I was joking, but this statement came directly from the former CEO. At the same time, the company chose to keep its prices higher than those of its competitors for some reason, which further hurt its position in the market. Other major factors included cuts on advertising, the lifeblood of any consumer-focused company, a lack of market research in a rapidly changing industry, and massive layoffs. These layoffs significantly damaged employee morale and decreased workers' trust in their own future within the company. So how did he fight all these obstacles? First, he created a success model. At the foundation is one core belief: winning in the workplace, because if your people aren't winning, the company never will. In the middle sits winning in the marketplace, delivering value, competing smart, and staying relevant. And at the very top is winning in the community, the idea that real success goes beyond profits and into the impact a company has on the world around it. You'll notice something interesting in this model. The phrase "creating shareholder value" appears in gray, without a colorful box around it. That was intentional. It signals that shareholder value matters, but it should never outweigh people, ethics, or purpose. And finally, anchoring the entire model is a simple but powerful principle: win with integrity, a value often overlooked by money-hungry corporations. So to change the company, he had to build a solid workplace. He knew what had to be done. Going into the company, he realized early on that management was terrible and the work environment was even worse. He held weekly staff meetings and used a scorecard that evaluated each leader's performance. He created a leadership model that outlined expectations. The number one expectation was inspiring trust, and that meant managers had to have a certain level of both competence and character, he said. Conant also put together a 2-year leadership development program that he personally ran, requiring leaders to attend 5 major sessions of 2 or 3 days each, giving them homework and reading assignments, and requiring them to work with a peer coach. Many people weren't cut out for the job. In the first 3 years, 300 of the top 350 leaders at the company exited. Conant focused on making those who stayed and were committed to the mission feel good about their work. In fact, he went so far as to write 10 to 20 handwritten personal notes to employees at all levels of the organization each day to recognize those who were performing well. During his 10 years as CEO, that added up to over 30,000 notes to his 20,000 employees. Conant started to feel a change in the work atmosphere. He also decided to listen to the employees from all ranges, which later ended up in him upgrading all facilities. Now, to improve the community in the workforce as well as in the society, he had simple programs in mind, which includes a lot of the things I mentioned earlier, like strong communications and bonds between management and other employees, and overall respect in the workforce. But this was obviously not enough for him, so he decided to fight hunger, as stated in this corporate social responsibility report in 2010 and other programs, landing him a spot in the top 10 American companies in terms of social responsibility. All of this helped him gain ground in the marketplace, but it was not enough to win. To achieve this goal, he diversified the company's products from focusing solely on soup to including baked goods and healthy vegetable juices. During his time as CEO, the company became the #1 manufacturer of soup and the #3 producer of cookies and crackers. They were also the first to introduce the now #1 children's cracker, Goldfish. To be honest, I am not a big fan of the soup, but the Goldfish crackers are also my favorite crackers from my childhood. Let's look at the company's success under Douglas by focusing on shareholder return on investment ROI. A 64% ROI over 6 years is a strong result and something to be proud of. This return is double the industry average and 5 times higher than the S&P 500. These numbers show that while cutting costs, overcharging customers, or ignoring employees may increase profits in the short term, it can cause serious problems in the long run. Making decisions that focus less on quick profits and more on people and sustainability can lead to greater long-term success.